Please stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, with the beginning of the year, I'm the one that gets to start the meeting. I request nominations from the floor for 2025 supervisor chairperson and vice chair, please.
I would nominate John Kurtz as chairperson and myself as vice chair.
Second.
All in favor?
All right. Okay. Okay, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make the motion.
I would like to maybe discuss next Monday's meeting to the agenda if we could.
We'll add that at the end.
Okay. You got okay with your?
Yeah, second.
Okay.
With the amendment.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approved minutes of December 30th, 2024 regular meeting and December 31st, 2024 special session.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve employee claims filed with the county auditor for $270.62.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve conservation board appointments for a 5-year term.
You had two applications in your folder that I put in there for the folks to review.
Do we have 2 openings or just one?
Just one.
One vacancy.
So we need to make a decision on which one to.
Okay. I did look at both of them. Wendy Vandy Walkie seems like she has already been doing a lot with county conservation and she's a botanist and has a good background. Is that acceptable to you, Ben?
Yeah, I talked with Wendy a while back about potentially applying for the position, so.
And she's a bird watcher.
Yeah, she's very passionate about birds and kind of has a demonstrated interest in conservation, so I do think that she would be a good fit.
Linda
Keep,
Wall. Yeah.
keep Linda in our back pocket for another appointment on something else.
Right.
Yeah, Linda Walhart applied to soil conservation or something like that.
It was on the ballot for soil conservation this past fall, yes.
She's
Yeah.
also on our cemetery board.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would make a motion.
Yeah.
For Wendy.
The second.
Generally, the chair doesn't second, but I can. I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Sorry, John.
That's all right.
It's like-
Of course they have it.
You think that's hard, try changing the initials, I'm just so used to.
Approve reappointments of deputies in the auditor's office. And we got,
Oh, you missed one.
Yeah. Did we vote
oh,
on that?
I'm sorry. Approve board and commission appointments.
There was an application for reappointment to the zoning commission. Mr. Frank had filled out an application. He has previously served on the commission. And his term does expire. It is another 5-year term.
I would like to keep in mind,
Is that a motion?
that's a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All passed. Thank you. Now approve reappointments of deputies in the auditor's office.
No,
Basically, means I was reelected. I have to reappoint my deputies. It's just a form that is completed. I have sworn them in. It has been signed and notarized. It's just a formality for you folks to approve. And I'm hoping next Monday you will be doing the same thing for the deputies in the sheriff's office.
Can I get a motion, please?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve them.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve monthly departmental reports.
That's the summary that you included in the folder.
That was the auditor's office.
A summary of all the department reports, and then there was also a fund balance report that I had put in the folder.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve it. Accept it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Next, approve the monthly report from the recorder's office for $12,951.76.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Approve quarterly report from the auditor's office for $146,291.90.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And a little explanation with that, on that report, Keith, just so you know, that's not just funds that go back into my department. A lot of the funds from the Board of Supervisors or,
Yes, ma'am, I did notice that.
okay, yeah.
Appreciate that.
So we just pull it all in, receipt it in, and then just put it on the
Yeah, I
report.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
Items for discussion, place on file the following manure management plans. Slattery Brothers Farms LLC, Middlefield Township, Section 30.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Reviewed bid for courthouse light repairs.
Have them come in and look at the different lights and, Rockwell will run with us also. And what we're gonna do is we'll leave the light switches on. He has like a thing that you can stick them on, and then they'll come on at dusk and go off at dawn. That way these areas are not
Black.
right. And then we also are doing the ones out on all the entrances, all the employees' entrances.
So this is for $1,104. Is this our service contractor or we
We
received
don't have a
multiple
service
bids?
contractor,
Did we receive multiple bids on this?
looking for $1,000 now.
And so that would be the north entrance and the two on the east side here.
Mhm.
Are you doing anything on the west side or is that one okay? I don't know. I'm just asking,
The one,
like where.
The west
IT
would be
goes
the
in.
north entrance.
yeah, the north entrance, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because those lights they go up and down vertically. So you're shining lights into the sky, not out into the parking lot where you actually would need it getting in and out of your car.
Yeah, the prices seem reasonable, I guess.
I think it's best to go with the dusk to dawn like that, so they're on all the time. For safety of our employees when they're coming in early or leaving late.
Right.
And also like the janitor going to the dumpster, that type of thing, makes a lot of sense.
What was the total amount of that bid, please?
$1,104.
Thank you.
Make a motion to accept the bid.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Would you like me to?
Did he say when he's gonna start?
I said we had to get board approval first and then,
Yeah, go ahead and contact him then.
okay, we'll do.
Thank you. Meet with IT Director Jason Vandenberg regarding AI policy. He's got Jimmy John with him.
Something like that.
Morning, Jason. Good morning, Juan.
Morning. You folks all have a copy of the policy by chance?
Guys.
One here.
I sent it out. I emailed it to
Yeah,
them.
just email me.
Okay. All right. This is just the AI policy to cover our backside in case of lawsuits or anything else. It's been requested of the IT department by another department head just to have one on the books. So Wong drafted the initial policy and presented it to me. I presented it to the attorney's office, worked with them to iron out the details. Then it was presented to HR. She ironed out some of the details with that, forwarded it on, and now we're presenting it to the board.
Do we have a an issue with AI? Like, what are they gonna do, write our emails?
In the environment with AI right now, the state of Iowa has passed laws in the last 6 months that you can't use AI for a number of like election related components. You cannot use it for like deep fake image generation. You cannot use it for like the attorney's office making actual legal decisions. And a number of states have gone beyond that. And a lot of them have applied 6 days ago for a number of states, not Iowa, but it's gaining a lot of traction. So we're just trying to get ahead of it, just have something on the books for us.
Well, we can't have anything that supersedes what state code would require anyway.
Correct. And that's referenced in the policy. Then Wong added it when he generated it initially that pretty much the state law being how fluid it is, this is completely at the discretion of the laws and their changes.
It gives us a starting point to set that policy and move forward. It
Yeah.
looks good the way it's written. The only thing that I'd suggest, for discussion here is that, to include some bureaucracy. So if you receive an AI, use request, then forward it on to that individual's immediate supervisor.
Yep.
Or if you deny one, maybe forward it on to the board of supervisors to give, some additional accountability. Your discretion. I like the way it's written as is, so.
Yeah, Long did a good job on it. Yep, he did 99% of the work on it.
You gonna give them the 1%?
The 1% goes to the attorney's office. I just work
What's the
here.
anticipation of usage of AI
Where is it not used?
at our county?
If you go to our YouTube channel, one of the videos that was taken by drone, we're working on it with conservation and GIS. GIS did the drone flight of Krumbacher. We've combined some of the footage together. It's still in the beta. We used AI to create a script to read to promote that park.
Okay.
So it's all accurate. And then we used AI to voice the text to voice component, which is all free to use, not copyrighted. That's the important thing. And embedded that into the video. So we don't need a voice actor or pay anyone to do it. It's all free for use AI. So that's just one little component of it. Otherwise, with key suggestion, Chris Hare at Secondary Roads has been utilizing AI for grant writing, which we looked at the laws on that, and it's perfectly fine. So it's starting to see in different departments. Oh, okay.
So this could be a time and labor saving.
It could be, yes. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't saying you have to use it. This is just, if you do end up using it, go through the proper channels, make sure we stay legal. Yep. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you have, so. I've taken a couple classes on AI.
Mhm.
We need to make sure that, and one of the big things with equity and inclusion is a lot of times when, say, you go out to Google and you say, I want a copy of people working, it'll show white men working. We'll get those images first.
Yeah, Josh in the attorney's office brought that up when addressing that very component. He goes, "Can you give me an example how AI would essentially discriminate against somebody, in some form, maybe hiring practices or something?" But in the wording of it, it was added that AI is not to be used when human discretion is required, such as hiring, legal matters, anything of that nature, and so forth. So it gives it kind of a broad. It's used as a tool to assist, not to make any decisions in any form. And he had said, well, if someone puts in there, give me, to your point, who's working and it only shows white Caucasian males, it's at the discretion of the employee, knowing not to violate HR policies or state equal opportunity laws. You still have to have a human element to it. You can't just solely go off of what AI produces.
And so the policy that the gentleman has created here
Yep.
kind of gives folks the philosophy behind what it is that they're supposed to be looking for, what they're supposed to be adhering to.
Correct.
To start those discussions.
Yeah.
We should need to make sure that our website doesn't violate any of those policies.
Our website?
Mhm.
Correct. Yep. AI currently is not used in the design, as far as I'm aware, of our county website.
That's really good bio too.
Probably could be in the future, I'm sure.
Well, and when we were doing the mission statement for the county, this would have been when you were working on it. I think Brad in the assessor's office had used AI to generate his own as an example. So this was a year or two ago.
So use it as a comparison against what he had actually written, or how did it?
He wanted it as an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
And you said you worked on it for a week and a half, and
Yeah.
and Brad goes, "Yeah, I did this on Chat GPT, and it took me 5 minutes."
So what I hear is that he used it as an offering, as a start, and then there's an evaluation done afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's more of just a tool, like anything else. Yeah.
So is
yeah.
the recommendation to adopt this as our AI policy or?
It would need approval if it was something, I mean, it would need formal approval if it's something that the board wanted the county to have as a
Is this
policy.
something we should run through the county attorney before we,
It was.
keep it?
It was. Yep. Through Josh in the attorney's office. Yep, twice. And then it was ran through HR after that, just to make sure we didn't violate anything in that.
I think
Field.
this started out at public health, so did we run this back to public, does public health know, have copy of this, are they okay with this?
It's not an official policy yet, so I can't give that to public health yet to follow. They had drafted their own and I asked them to hold off until we could get one ourselves that's approved by the attorney's office and HR and go through the proper channels, and then likely they would adopt ours.
Yeah, it should be county-based. Each department should not have their own
Right.
Yeah.
policies, so.
I know that's where it started, so I'd
Yes,
like to
yeah.
make sure they're okay with what we have in this. Also,
They may be similar to us, those who were, do they have their own set of policies? I know normally we've adopted like, conservation board policy based on.
Specific for your department, yes, but this would be a county-wide one, kind of like the employee handbook or the internet security.
Yep.
Things like that, the bidding process, it's all the same for
Did I-
county.
Did I catch too? I'll have to read it, I guess, but if our employees are going to use any AI-based program to do any type of work, it needs to be meeting or.
Just check with IT first.
Oh,
Yeah, just so we know, you're not going to be adding any sensitive information to it. Just like network security or HIPAA or CJIS or anything like that. And generally looking at the policies, general use, how to use it, how to get it safe. And if you want to use AI, that's fine. Just gotta make sure you follow the correct procedures.
and watch out because, I think it's GBT.
Mhm.
Well, the AI hasn't really updated any of its information for a couple of years, so it does make stuff up.
Yeah, essentially and Juan can explain it a lot better than I can. And the basic function of AI is essentially whatever information you feed it, that's what it goes off of. So it's
They collect all the data from worldwide,
mhm.
so they can collab all kind of data and make things up. So that's a internet AI, but I also put the local AI, which is create in-house AI.
Yep.
So whatever we feed to that AI, that's all they know. Like if we create a blank AI right now and ask who is the president, the AI wouldn't know who is that. So whatever we feed, that all they know. Just like the AI out there. If I put my social security, and they can collab for someone else have similar with my name and put my social security. So it could be very dangerous. It could be like
Mhm.
they can make things up easily. So very careful.
So what is your plan if this is incorporated?
Mhm.
Are you planning to feed our policies that don't violate any of those laws, or what's the plan moving forward when you have this in place?
The plan is to have it on the books, so if anything comes up, we can reference it,
Uh-huh,
just kind of to cover our backside.
of course.
And if people do want to push forward with AI use, there are some, I think it's Detroit, Michigan is using AI in their city utility vehicles and county vehicles to utilize the camera system to scan for potholes. And then it auto generates a work order to the city to fix those potholes.
Sure.
So we're going to start seeing it more and more and more in the workplace. This is just to get us started. Yeah.
With that, I would entertain a motion to adopt the AI policy for Buchanan County.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, very good.
And I'll send a
Thank you.
copy over to Griffin and Public Health.
Thanks, Juan.
I can.
Yep, thank you. Oops.
Okay, next, for discussion, discuss bridge repairs on 325th Street, west of York Avenue.
Alex, while doing his bridge inspection, tries to look at little structures also. This happens to be a little wooden box. And the cap is crushing on it. So we went ahead and put up signs that say posted at 3 tons.
How old is this?
Probably 1950s, 1960s vintage. And typically the piling are going, but some reason the cap's going on this one. And so we got the signs up right now. That kind of covers us from the legalities of it. Now it's posted at 3 tons, which means you can't have a school bus cross it. There is no other outlet. There's one residence back there. Phil was working on getting large arch pipe ordered. We kind of discussed and looked at concrete box, but for us to put a concrete box in that size, we end up having to hire a crane to come up and everything. If I go with arch pipe, I can handle them ourselves.
Arch pipe would be
Metal.
corrugated.
Corrugated metal. About 117 inches wide and about 96 tall.
You need an ordinance for that load posting? to make-
We would, it kind of covers us from a liability right now with the signs up, but to be enforceable, we would need a resolution.
Resolution, thank you.
Yeah, that's where the discussion is.
So we would need to put that on next week's agenda.
No,
No? Or
No.
could we do that today?
it can be discussed and approved or disapproved. I just draft the agenda. I go back in and find one where we've done it before, get the correct bridge information. And then it goes in the minutes and the chairs. I
Thank you.
print it separate and then the chair signs it.
So your engineering opinion is that it needs to be posted at 3 tons? So this
Yes,
one
yes.
posted it, so-
Here's kind of, I asked Alex and I physically just looked at the pictures, but the cap's crushing. It's a laminated deck too.
Oh.
Which, and I said, would you feel safe with a school bus crossing? He says, no. I said, then not 5 ton, but 3.
And already ordered the materials and everything and
Phil's working on that. I won't say they're ordered, but he's getting prices.
I did, we have planting season coming up in about 3 months from now. What's that gonna do?
Yeah, with the ground's frozen right now, we don't have the pipe when we get them in and the ground's thawed, we can try and get the pipe in right away.
So, and do we have any little kids on that road?
There is one residence back there.
not utilizing the school.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Bill was gonna go visit with him directly. Yeah, this is pretty close to where Phil lives. It's down his neck of the woods. It's,
Once we replace that, we just fill it with rock and.
that's good. If it was something that was smaller and I had on hand,
Sample
That's it.
of what I'll do.
then what I do, John, would be I just tell the guys, go make the one call and 2 days later, put the pipe in. But this is too big for that. And Alex did run the drainage area and the design hydraulics from the DOT guidelines are using now, so everything's getting bigger too. So technically, right now, it's not a bridge, it's under 20, but by the time I put 2 big pipe in there, it'll become legally a bridge.
Okay.
Now that is an advantage to it rather than a disadvantage, because that increases our funding.
Right, any advanced notification DOT needs, I guess not. But-
No, there's a form we fill out after it happens.
Yeah.
And then it gets added to our bridge inventory and bridge inspections. There's the disadvantage, yeah, but your funding's based on your total length of bridges too, so.
Yeah.
When I got here, there was the approach out there that we don't want to do inspections on this stuff, so we'll try and keep it under 20 feet. We had some structures that were over 20 that weren't listed. Yep.
I'll make a motion that we write up a resolution to include Brian's 3-ton embargo for said bridge.
And the repairs.
Yeah, he needs to do the repairs too, you're right. Thanks
Yep,
for that.
yep. And proceed with replacement.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah,
So I will need from you, Brian, I will need a structure number.
Doesn't have one. It's under 20 feet right now.
So he's gonna add a structure number after.
After we get all done, we can put one on, but after it gets replaced, then I don't need the resolution anymore. It's done.
Seems like he typically just lists the location and then.
Yeah, just list the location.
all in favor?
Aye.
And you don't need a roll call on that one.
No.
Okay, next is set the date for rock letting. Seems
Typically,
like we just did that.
typically it's 3 to 4 weeks out. So you look at a calendar right now. Yeah, here we are sitting January 8th. So you'd be looking about the 29th. And so you decide whether you want the 29th or if you want to go to February 5th. February 5th?
So Wednesday.
Well, no, sorry about that. February 3rd. What happened?
So,
Calendar.
Yeah, what I end up with is, how about February 3rd?
We didn't get any calendars this year.
I could probably make arrangements to get you a big one like that, I think, if you would like me to.
that would be great.
Thank you, please.
So February 3rd, I don't even have my
Correct.
phone in here. Okay, and then
February 3rd,
just need a time from you guys.
9:15. If we have anything else on the books.
I do not have anything at this time.
Okay, I make a motion for rock letting to be February 3rd at 9:15.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Next is.
Do you have any idea what town, is that Middlefield Township or is it Newton Township, that bridge? Or a section?
That's in Newton.
You have a
So let me double check on this, Chris.
The other one's got better detail on it.
Yes, it's Newton Township, section 26.
You'll see down by Clogging.
Yeah, it's
In that general area.
southeast of Monty. Yep.
Okay, that'll work. I'll put that on the resolution. Thank you.
No. No, there was some land ownership changed back in there in the past couple of years.
Okay, next on the agenda is discuss budget workshops.
We need to start working on those again. Whatever you folks are thinking.
Next year.
Oh, hang on here a minute. Let me get out of this.
Well, next week, they've got ISAC down in Des Moines, so that won't work.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Thursday and Friday are good this week. Next week, besides that,
We got 2 funerals this week, Thursday and Friday.
Okay, I'm gonna throw this out. Dawn had asked about changing the agenda. The reason for changing it is because My employee Tammy, her father passed away. Monday is the funeral. Obviously, I would like to go and my staff would like to go
Monday is 13th.
Monday the 13th. But now looking back at the calendar, I do appreciate it, Dawn. It's not gonna work because we have negotiations at 9:30. And the sheriff, Rhodes is at 9:30, the sheriff's is at 1, so probably what I'll do is I'll just shut my office and my staff and I'll have to stay back for this. So I'm guessing the 13th, you probably don't want to go in, or we will not have time, I should say, to go into any budget workshops, because the negotiations will probably take the majority of the day.
We do Thursday.
And what day do you guys go down to?
They leave Tuesday afternoon.
Okay,
Until Friday. You wanna do Tuesday morning?
we could do a few Tuesday morning. I can, actually, what we could do, and I just about have them all done, is like the ones that you guys have to approve, like with the appropriations, the insurance, all that little miscellaneous stuff. We could go through all of that.
And we had, like, we could do Thursday, the 9th, and Friday the 10th. Oh, hold it, John has a funeral, on which day, John? Both those days?
Well, yeah, I got two of them. Actually, Thursday morning I could do.
Sixteenth. So we're thinking?
The 9th. Yeah, cause I don't,
Yeah, that's good for me.
and actually Friday I can't do it, but, Thursday I could. I have to be in Traer by 4 o'clock.
9th at what time? How do
You
you
can
guys
do 9 o'clock, that work for you?
Yeah, I don't.
Time?
Sounds good.
I could start earlier, but it's always tough with Dawn.
Get here whatever time we need to get here. Just depends on whether it's dress clothes or sweatpants.
Okay, so those Thursday, the 9th at 9 AM, we will go through some budgets. I will take a look and what we got going and department heads and hit it from there and let you guys know. And then do you want to, oh no, you leave that Tuesday. Okay, never mind.
So our union discussions will affect this next budget cycle,
Yes,
so we can't do
Yeah.
the two big ones yet.
no, no. Yeah, but we have all the other ones, so.
And we really can't do the one department with the election official yet.
Yeah, well, you can, and then the only thing we could do, well, and same thing with the roads and sheriff's office. We could go through everything else and just make the adjustments when the wages are finalized.
Right.
And then I would throw them back at you guys for review. But we have plenty other ones we can go through. So let's start with that and. Okay,
So we said Tuesday the 7th or the 14th?
I had Thursday the 9th.
I thought we talked about a Tuesday also, but maybe I missed it.
Do you guys,
I wrote it down. I just didn't put what date.
Tuesday.
so you guys take off this week? You take off tomorrow?
No, we take off next week.
Is there a day this week where besides meetings, funerals,
Tuesday and Wednesday work for me, but
I have
I've got a meeting
appointments.
Tuesday afternoon, but
I have a meeting, I think Tuesday morning, and then I have the doctor's. appointment.
Tuesday's challenging for me, Wednesday.
Let's look at Wednesday then.
manageable.
Wednesday the 8th.
Wednesday, I have another doctor's appointment.
Morning, afternoon, is there a
I have
time?
one.
You wanna meet
Is
before that,
Rapids?
or?
Pacey,
Oh,
could we meet in the morning for a little while and then get out of here? Then just quit to make sure you have enough time to get what you need to do?
Yep, we could do that.
Okay, so let's plan on a work session Wednesday, the 8th at 9 AM.
Good to me.
sounds good.
In all reality, I mean, you guys should be able to get quite a bit done. Because this is just draft. This is nothing finalized until we go through everything and I start putting the puzzle together. Okay, so I'll put together an, excuse me, an agenda for Wednesday, the 8th at 9 AM and Thursday, the 9th at 9 AM for budget workshops.
Great.
And then we'll just go from there. Thank you.
Okay, and then we have the addition of discussing the agenda. Go on.
There's not gonna be much discussion on it now.
Okay.
Well, it's because we have negotiations and those have been set since December, so I'm gonna have to be here, so I'll just close my office and let my staff attend.
Yeah.
And I will be here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like either to try to a lot of your staff go to the funeral that was gonna be scheduled, so.
Okay.
Great idea.
Okay, if there's nothing else, public comments.
Okay, I'm really curious, little gentleman in the back with the Iowa shirt on.
No.
Are you here for like a school project or?
Oh, no, I just came along with the sick kid.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
Friend of the family.
okay. I was like, oh, we got a school kid or something.
We're transporting him from home to school. He lives in Mississippi and goes to school in western Iowa, so. He's on the road, we figured we'd take him with us. Oh. We're just at public comments, if you have something now.
Just missed it, Ralph, too bad. So that's okay. I'm a pretty quiet guy, I don't say much.
Feel free to chime right in.
Got a phone call from Summit Solutions this morning requesting a one-on-one with, they said, new supervisors. They talked about their project, it's leaving Fairbank at that Poet. It's about 4.45 miles of pipeline that would be in Buchanan County. They said that there's no imminent domain issue because they're working with Poet on this project.
It's all Poet's property. I think.
It's all Poet's property, so that wouldn't be a discussion on that side of it. But just to let you know that they reached out and they're looking to provide information, so.
They've been in here, they actually met in the board meeting one time.
Yes, sir.
They're friendly like that.
They're very friendly. There's other people that are friendly too.
Also got an email from Central Iowa Juvenile Detention Center saying that they're enacting a 2080 agreement. Do you happen to know anything about this over here?
Yeah, they're,
Okay, good.
well, we've been involved in a 2080 with them since we signed on with them back in 2018.
Sure.
And they're just amending it because they've had a couple more counties to their agreements and needs to be ratified by the board.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like some of the counties that have been on it haven't officially signed
Exactly,
theirs.
yes.
So if they haven't officially signed it, there's, what does that do with the funding, John?
They're still paying, and they're still paying at a member rate, but it's not officially legal binding since they're not on the 2080.
So the detention center could go to those counties and say, hey, we're gonna triple your rates because you have not signed your agreement.
Yeah, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah, but that's something like that. could
Some
happen.
negotiation, okay.
Mhm.
Well, plus if there were legal
Issues.
issues that would develop.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, and I think, is that yours, your commission, John?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to him and ask him my questions. Sorry, your question?
On the subject of Poet, it's my understanding that the board legally has to hire an engineer firm to inspect the pipeline construction.
Yes, sir.
And there's two of them in the state that are basically the firms that are doing that inspections.
Who are those two firms? Do you happen to remember offhand, or I guess I didn't realize that.
Paul Jacobson works for one of them, and I don't remember them. He was former Humboldt County engineer. And then the other one seems to be doing more, but if I could try and chase those names down.
They'd probably actually ask, the county north of us.
Yes, that's an excellent way to go to find out
Yeah.
who Fayette County's hiring and who, because that's the best way of keeping that continuity.
Well, I'm not gonna get too excited about it yet, because we've been hearing pipeline talk for how long?
Yeah, I
And they
know.
don't have all their stuff. They don't have,
They don't have the permits in South Dakota, I think is where the big issue is.
yeah.
So we'll wait to hear from you for more on that, I guess, of course, if.
Yeah, if things are happening, it's just something you have to be aware of, we have to do, and I can easily find out.
You asked about the Central Iowa detention, and we'll be voting on it. Central Iowa detention started out with just like 6 counties that were part of it, and it's blossomed to where it takes a lot of the counties within the state because they do a really good job. And it's about right now it's a little over $5 million a year in revenue that they generate. I mean, they're very diversified. They manage a lot of money for different entities. They do a lot of things with drug testing and monitoring and things like that, besides just the juvenile detention. But it's a very impressive organization. The director over there has been there almost 30 years and is from Independence originally. His name is Tony Reed. And his brother is Tim Reed, that's the State Farm agent here in town. But Tony's done a remarkable job over there developing this. And they just completed a multi-million-dollar expansion over there where they built all new pods so they can isolate challenging residents.
Sure.
That to try and cut down on some of the violence that's happening. Probably 10 years ago, out of the 50-some detainees that they would have there, maybe 4 of them were felony type offenders. The rest of them were misdemeanors. Now, out of 50, there are probably 45 felonies. Some of them for first-degree murder. It's
So they can handle the full range, it sounds like.
yeah, they can handle a full range, but it's a very challenging atmosphere over there. Very challenging.
So if we have a challenging person that comes from Buchanan County, what happens? Like, do you have to pay for that person?
Oh, yeah, we pay every time we send somebody there. But we get a discounted rate since we're a member county.
That's not great. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was one of my questions, was what the revenue was, what our expenses would be, and conversations like
Yeah.
that, so.
It's going to depend on how many naughty kids we have.
and I can share that with you. I've got it here in my folder. But
And that is truly one of the hardest things you guys will budget, is trying to guess what it is.
that's right.
That and medical examiner expenses.
And medication for the jail.
Part of being a member county, you get free transportation there and back, which is a bonus.
Right.
However, sometimes you have to wait for it.
Sure.
So sometimes it's more cost effective for us to send a deputy over there and drop them off. It just depends. But it's in Eldora, so it's not that far. But,
What's the
our-
facility? Gotcha.
well, it's not the training school, it's the juvenile detention, which is,
Oh, thank you for that.
yeah, it's right by the high school.
The west side of town there, or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fabulous, fabulous facility.
You don't have to send it to me. I'll reach out to them.
I've got it
I'll
right
have a
here.
bunch of- Oh, that's great. I'll dig in your files.
Anything else for public comment? Bob, you're remarkably silent back there.
New Year.
Okay. Just saving.
Everything's been pretty self-explanatory. I would like to, when you do the roads budget, because that's one of the biggest ones, and I'd like to make sure that I'm notified because I wanna learn. There's so many expenses and so, yeah.
Anytime you want to, you're welcome to, or set up a meeting, we'll come out and we'll go through it out even before it comes up to this level.
Now we're gonna put a time limit.
That's your call.
You're learning.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good.
I would like to know, Keith, when I did reach out to you before you were as a board member, why you didn't return my calls, because I was just trying to pass information on to you.
Sure, perfunctory, reasons for, information is one thing, but I want to make sure not to violate the open meetings law, because we can't meet outside of this public hearing setting to discuss county matters.
It was,
So that was the concern, to make sure that we,
right, but you weren't even officially a board member until January 1st.
but once I was sworn in, and didn't want to make sure to violate any of those as well, we still started the conversation by eliminating the conversation. So I think it's great that we have these public meetings and have these public discourse in the public meetings.
It was just simply to share that we had ISAC score coming up,
Sure.
which is not anything that would violate any open meetings
You're
law
right, in that
whatsoever.
case, absolutely.
You know,
Anything else for discussion? If not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
We are adjourned. All in favor?
All right.
Well,